again. JPMorgan came out with that news and said, hey, this is what we've been waiting for, to see silver maybe spike all the way to $300 by the end of the year, because the tariffs were holding down the AI infrastructure in China. And they are, we talked earlier, they have such a shortfall of silver in China today for the manufacturing side and the needs for the upcoming AI boom.
Introducing Zack Davis and Josh Anderson with the SoundMoney podcast.
Trump went to China, and coming out of it, most people didn't think anything of it, but we were watching it with eagle eyes because we anticipated that he would go there and he would use his one magical lever that he loves to maybe reduce tariffs, right? And that's what he did. And so by reducing the tariffs, we saw a spike in silver, right? And any takeaways from that, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, the difference between gold and silver, and the reason gold didn't do what silver did and go all crazy, is because, remember, gold is looked at as like a currency, right? It's a trading mechanism. It's a currency. That's not how silver is traditionally looked at. It has a dual purpose. There's a lot of utility value in silver. So it's in a lot of solar panels and data centers and all this infrastructure and medical equipment. And so when tariffs start coming down, well, that signals to the world, the manufacturing world, that they're going to start ramping up and building things. When you start building things, you need materials. One of those materials happens to be silver. So if there's a high demand for productivity to start back up again, there's going to be a high demand for silver to be used again. So when you see these tariffs and these deals being made across borders and across the pond, and you look at production is going to start going up and manufacturing, well, you can bet any of these metals like silver that are used in utility value and a lot of these different things, it's going to go up. There's only so much of it, right? Supply and demand.
Yeah, and that's what I was super, my excitement over the week was mostly around that. Because when we see these tariffs come down, we absolutely know silver is going to skyrocket again. JPMorgan came out with that news and said, hey, this is what we've been waiting for, to see silver maybe spike all the way to $300 by the end of the year, because the tariffs were holding down the AI infrastructure in China. And they are, we talked earlier, they have such a shortfall of silver in China today for the manufacturing side and the needs for the upcoming AI boom that but now with the reduction in this tariff, right, mass from 145% to 30% on it, right? So this is significant enough that things in the market are going to move when it comes to the usability and the commerce of silver. And so, when you know how to read the tea leaves, you can make wise decisions. And for our listeners, never been a better time. Like when Trump and Z met and did this is a big deal. We may not see the full effects of it until Q4 of the year, but these are the kind of things that dramatically move the needle. And then people come in October and they're like, oh my goodness, why has it spiked so much and I missed it? Well, you missed it because the decision was made in May, right? It just takes markets and it takes manufacturing a period of 100 to 90 to 120 days to ramp up and buy and need the production, right? But you can bet 145% tariff down to 30% tariffs on those items going into China mean lights out. Like everybody went to work acquiring in that space and making plans between now and the end of the year. So hopefully you use that information wisely, because I know we are in a lot of things. So
yeah, and and by the way, that's exactly what we just talked about, right? That the market,
yeah,
the big money, they've already priced it in. They're not looking at today. They're looking at 6 months from now going, yeah, the production's not happening now, but it's going to happen in 6 months. And that's why you all of a sudden saw this spike in silver, because not only did manufacturers go out and purchase a whole bunch because they've got to have supply before their competitors get it, but also all these big money, the network effect of all the money went out and said, hey, it's going to move. Go get it now, right? Because in 6 months, it's going to go up. I want to buy at a discount. So that's why you see this big spike, 6% in one day, because everybody went and grabbed some because they know what's going to happen in 6 months.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And, this used to, we talked before, this used to be a speculative market, right? Everything was about speculation. Now Silver, different ball game. It is a true commodity and a resource and a manufacturing component, which changes the ball game forever. We saw this with things like lithium in the past. We saw this with we saw it in the past with fertilizer and core ingredients of fertilizer. Things like potash, where you experienced this, Zach, in our past life, right? So we know what happens, right? When something goes from just being a commodity to being a used commodity and part of a revolution, you want to be playing in those spaces. And so kind of fun. We're excited about those things. It also begs the question, we're going to transition here in a second, Zach, into this week's business topic, but they actually go hand in hand this week, which doesn't always happen. But in gold and silver, it's really important to take an approach where it's legacy over quick wins, right? When you look at things and it's not about the short term, it's about looking into the future, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, and going, hey, I'll be in a better position if I buy gold and silver today in 5 years than I will if I wait and try and do it in 5 years,